Okay. All right, welcome everybody to the October 21st Park and Rec meeting. Appreciate everybody coming in. If we could stand up and say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Does anybody have any amendments to the agenda this time?
Let's go through, we gotta say our names for the notation.
Oh, yeah. Matthew Beeler, Chair.
Kyle Cleveland, member.
Randy Dixon, member.
No, Randy Dixon, member.
James Drury.
Dave Lundin, vice chair.
Anybody have any amendments to the agenda? Anything particular they want to pop up on, or you think we're usually good?
Nope.
All right, public comment? General?
Just want to make sure your mic is on, please.
It's on.
Yeah.
Shelley Lockman, president of the Junior Generals Football Program. I had come to a meeting probably I don't actually remember when it was, spring maybe, before the season started, to talk about a proposal to do new goalposts at the field. We have successfully fundraised the money to give the donation of new goalposts at the field and cover the costs of the removal and the replacement of goalposts. I have a one-sheeter that shows the goalposts. The donation, we have it roughly valued at $10,000. It's about $9,600 for the delivery and the goalposts themselves, and we know that we have people that are going to volunteer their services in regards to help us remove and install the new goalposts. They are, and I'll pass this around for you guys as well. I have copies for you and for you guys to submit to the selectmen as well. They are regular yellow upright goalposts. There'll be one at each end of the end zones, and then we'll also have new protective parts at the bottom itself. They're casings, there's padding. We'll also have new, that's part of the whole package that we have here. Just an explanation from you guys in regards to, once I submit this to you, what the next steps are in the process, just so I understand what my expectations I have to fulfill on your end.
So the short answer is we will take it to the selectmen.
Yep.
The selectmen will basically accept it. Part of that process is going to be I think we're going to let them, so exactly how that works, let me back up. So we're going to present it to them. They're going to give us a yes or no.
Okay,
I assume it's going to be yes. But
Okay.
then it'd be a go ahead, get it done.
okay,
Then we have the selectmen accept the gift to the town.
Okay.
Which is that they have to have a public hearing, so they have to have 2-week notice of the public hearing. We have a public hearing on it, just to have everybody say their piece, and then it's accepted. And
Okay.
And the gift is given to the town and accepted by the town, and it becomes town property at that point.
okay. And this is something that happens, the presenting it to them is something that happens like in the springtime?
Doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be?
No,
Okay.
it would just be shortly.
Okay.
Within when, shortly after it's completed.
Okay.
It doesn't have to drag on.
Okay, because we're trying to install them around like between June and July.
Okay.
Obviously, once the snow's gone, once the ground is thawed, you never know here.
Right.
So
Once
that's,
you get through lacrosse season then?
yes, exactly. So that's kind of the other plan for that, is from that whole, that process as well. Okay,
So,
And I assume that the pads you guys are going to only have out
during the
practices
season. Yep,
and for games,
absolutely.
just because I would not recommend leaving them.
No, we take the ones that are there down at the end of the season anyways, that are there now. So yeah, we would store those for the winter. They wouldn't stay
Don't
there.
want people deciding, hey, that's good for target practice.
Right, no, I completely understand that. So yeah,
Need to adjust the value of it for man-hour labor?
It probably wouldn't hurt to have that information. I don't know for sure. If it's people in the community that are donating time, as opposed to having, a
us paying them.
Right,
Right.
or
Or a company?
right, or a
volunteering
company
hours?
doing it.
Right.
I don't think there's a, I don't think there's a specific thing on that. I can ask them.
You could just let me know if I need to make any adjustments to it.
We got a little time, so.
Yeah, no, we have time, because it's not gonna happen until, the beginning of next summer. So that was my proposal for that. I'll leave you guys with this, so you guys can have copies, and then submit to the selectmen. This is stuff for you to keep. The only other thing that I had was our end of season, our junior high team has made the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. So right now, we don't know if we're hosting a playoff game until after this weekend. If we win, we host. If we don't win, we may still host. So I'll know soon. And if we win, we could be hosting 2 games. So at minimum, we could play through November 9th, or we could play through November 16th. So in regards to like locking gates and stuff, I'll keep you posted, if that's okay with you guys.
Right, we are blowing out the lines for the sprinklers the week of November 3rd.
Okay,
So there will be no water at all, because
Yep.
that line goes over, the system's currently off, because we're having the problems.
yeah, Randy and I talked about this over the
So
weekend.
we'll make sure it's back on for Thursday, because I see you guys have a home game this weekend.
And next weekend. Next Sunday, the 2nd. We have a tournament.
See that, yeah, so we'll make sure it's on Thursday, so you guys
Okay.
can go down and.
Because he's gonna paint the field on Friday. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, we want to keep that pump off as much as we can, so just call me
Yep,
or so, because I'll have it on Thursday morning
okay.
here. Will you be done at the end of this weekend on Saturday night, or?
So we are there Sunday morning as well.
Okay,
So, we're there till probably 1:30 on Sunday. So I can send you a text. You gave me your phone number. I can send it over to you as soon as we leave the field, shut it off.
okay.
And then the November 2nd, we have, our end of the season tournament for our youth program. So are you guys blowing the lines out before then?
The 3rd is what,
Okay, so that's Monday.
Monday the 3rd.
Okay.
Sometime the week of Monday the 3rd.
Okay.
It's on the schedule to get them blown out, just so they don't freeze.
Yep, no, I understand. The
It's getting to
temperatures are
point
getting colder.
where It's getting colder, we just,
Yep.
with 36 zones, we don't wanna.
No, I completely understand that, because what we do is, once we know it's blown, we just make sure we bring in water. So, we've done that for concessions and stuff like that in years past. So once we know that, I'll make note of that on our schedule. So if we end up hosting the playoff game, we know that we have to make sure we get extra water, so we have stuff for that week.
well, soccer's done, so you should have not plenty of parking, you'll have better parking.
Yeah, they actually it wasn't that bad this season at all.
No.
I feel like, even though when we were there on Saturdays, it didn't seem to affect it as much as it did last year.
Yeah, this Saturday, there were 4 soccer teams there for a tournament,
Yeah,
and
and
it
it
didn't
was-
seem bad. And you
No, and we
football
had
going
60
on.
families at our football tournament, so, for flag, so.
Yeah,
It wasn't bad.
no.
It worked out fine. You guys have any questions for me?
Just one, and it's a side thing. How's the condition of this turf?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's not great. It's tough. It's very thin, and the thing that stinks about it is that the times you want to overseed, everybody's using it. Lacrosse is using it in the spring, and we're using it in the fall, so it's really hard
Yeah.
to get a thick root.
Yeah.
So I wish I had a great,
No, we want to know, because we want to, I
Yeah.
want to talk later about the conditions of the soccer field
Yeah.
and of the football field and of
the
the
drainage
baseball field.
is not
And
great.
if we need to get some expert advice and quotes on what we need to do
Yeah.
short term. I mean, the soccer field has divots in it, and there's gravel because there's only about that much loam on it.
Yeah.
It's not good, and throwing some grass seed on it isn't gonna help. So
No.
what are our alternatives that we can go to a professional and say, give us a couple of choices here in terms of money and what we can do to get this through?
The field has never been great drainage, and I know a lot of you already know
Right.
this. The drainage, I think, is a huge issue, because when we do have so much rain, like we had this past spring,
Yeah.
it's really hard for it to dry, and then it's really hard for people to use it, because then it just gets torn up, and then when you want grass to grow,
Right.
you don't have, there's no balance in that. And it's just, I think the drainage is a huge issue, and then obviously the turf quality is not great. You know, I've seen it bad in other places that are worse than ours, but you get to the point where you're at this part of the season that if we didn't have this rain, it's dust.
Yeah,
It's just dust. And it's tough. So obviously the quality of it isn't great, and it just continues to deteriorate because I think there's not a lot of drainage, and I think it just pools in places. Like Matt and I were talking at one point during the season, like there was parts that were like really, really green, but then you had parts that looked like a complete desert.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if the sprinklers are not getting to certain spots, or if the span isn't the greatest. But yeah,
For a while, the sprinklers weren't operating.
No, there was
some
especially during
problems.
The hottest part, their sprinklers were not
Right.
running. We had a couple of heads down. The condition of the fields is something we want to talk about this winter anyway. Try and, like you said, get some quotes, get some ideas of what we can do to bring the quality of the fields up.
And-
Just see what we can do.
and we try to do as much as we can. Like the teams will like work on the sidelines at some point, like and try to not be on the middle of the field, because you get to especially this part of the season, the middle of the field is like so soft, with rain or no rain, just way everything is. So, but yeah, that would be great if you guys can come up with some plans and things like that, and let us know if there's anything we can do to help too.
Yeah, we're gonna try and come up with something because all the fields are burnt out. So
Yeah.
that is one of the goals. Trying to come up with over the winter. I just want to say congrats on the fundraising for the goalpost. I think that's
Thanks.
awesome. And congrats to your teams for making it to the playoffs. And I hope
Yeah,
you
it's
guys do.
Really exciting. It's
Take it
it's
all
my
back.
son's 8th grade year, so I'm really excited. I don't like the fact that he's in 8th grade, but yeah, but yeah, no, my oldest son, but I still have another son in the program who's a 6th grader, so I will be around in the program for 2 more years, but only on the board for 1 more year, so I'm trying to take my last year off, but I got good people in place that will be taking over when I do go, and I'll let you guys know when that happens, but
Great.
I appreciate your support. Thank you guys. I'm gonna leave this with you. And then let me know if you need anything else or if I need to adjust anything on that.
Yep.
I'm only a phone call or email away.
Super. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Thank you. All right, I have the update from Kristen.
Everybody should have it too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, real quick, everybody get a chance to go over the minutes for September?
I did not.
Okay. Next meeting, if you guys could go over it, and then we can approve it, and then we'll try and get this one's approved also.
Okay.
All right. Just take a minute to go over these. I did have a couple of questions on some of it, Dave.
Okay. Do you want to read it so it's in the record? or-
Sure, I'll read it out. So status update from Kristen Lundy, Chase Park Supervisor and Park and Rec Director. Chase Park, winterization is complete. The new tables, old tables, and benches are stored. All toilets, sinks, and urinals have been treated. The swim lines are power washed and placed in buckets. The buoys have many more years of life. The swim lines are breaking down but have 1 more year in them if necessary. This year, we have received 4 requests for entry into Chase Park outside of normal hours, mainly for non-residents staying at a local resort. I would like to ask the board to explore or consider an additional fee for this service. We need new safety fencing for the hill that was hydro-seeded. Pricing ranges from $49.99 to $78 per 100 foot at a 4-foot height. I believe we need 3 panels, 300 feet. Permission requested to purchase and install. I have already hammered in the stakes. Gazebo. Some minor pencil drawings that were removed with a magic eraser were noted. Skate park. Functioning normally with minor trash pickup. Tennis courts. Received a message regarding the malfunction of the gate lock. This was due to rain, and I sprayed the lock with graphite and WD-40. I also treated the lock again this week after the larger period of rain, still functioning. Please vote on time date to pull nets. Denise Purington has offered to help me with this. Please advise, will I need to store the benches at the tennis courts for winter as well? Purington, other than trash removal, nothing to report. Bolton, Sprinklers to be winterized in November, week of the 3rd. Locks for Bolton given to Dave for Randy to install. Have Randy message Carter with the lock code.
Kristen
You
messaged.
have okay, sorry.
She messaged, the landscapers to tell them, hey, we're adding extra locks. It's the same code as the football field, so all 3 locks will be the same.
So correction, Carter has been messaged with the code for all the locks.
Yep.
Yep.
Unsuccessful attempts to have the issue with the pump at Bolton repaired. Water pump will be turned on Thursday by 9 a.m. to allow generals to paint lines. Inison, waiting for go-ahead to remove soccer nets. Irrigation on same schedule as Bolton. Deb Moore has offered a holiday tree for gazebo. Thank you. What is the process for decorating and ensuring representation of the community? I have last year's decorations as well as donated items for the tree. Does anybody have any comments or questions on the status update?
Well, I think we should go through and address some of the things that need addressed.
I agree.
Not a big deal about, I mean, the first one is, do we know where we are on budget this year? To know if we have $200 for fencing?
Budget sheet in the mail?
I didn't ask Beth for it.
Okay.
I know that there's money I know that there's money in there.
There is money available. We've been doing very well this year. I don't know if I have.
Well, part of it is that we didn't, with the dumpsters, we should be
With the
$4,000 or
dumpsters,
$5,000 ahead.
Yeah, we have a nice budget line. I wouldn't say excess, but we did save a bunch of money with dumpsters, so we can use that elsewhere to offset some of our shortfalls for things we need to do. And I think we need to do that. We've talked about the swim lines before needing to be replaced. I think this was pretty close to the last year, like she said.
I think if
And,
we've got
and
money,
just to clarify, so the buoys is actually the wake buoys, so the slow buoys. So those are 5 years, but those are fine. They're doing really, really, really well. It's the buoys that are on the swim lines that maybe we need to go out and see if we can get pricing to see what it would cost and see when we get into December, if we've got money left, that we can get it ordered. We may have to do it in November, so we'll probably see if we can do it for next month's meeting. Because obviously with the holidays coming up, we're really close to Christmas,
Yeah.
of being able to get it ordered so that it can get in and then
Yeah.
we can take them down and store them.
Do you know how much swim line with buoy do we need? Rough idea.
I would guess probably 600 feet. 600, I would say at least 600 feet. We can try, Kristen and I can try to get it measured.
Don't undo it all to measure it. We just
No, we can, I have a rolling tape measure that I can use to kind of roll along the, from one end of the basically from one end of the parking lot where we know where the line comes in, we can just kind of go straight along and go all the way down to the far end of the beach and go, okay, this is roughly how much we're gonna need.
Yeah.
well, I think we need to put numbers on it so we can decide if we have the money, and
Well, yeah,
and hopefully we do, so.
Yeah, so I would say, why don't we go with the idea of 1,000 feet and try and get a quote on that, at least a number per feet, or however they have it done.
When I was looking before, they had it in like 300-foot rolls,
Okay. So if that's the case, maybe we look at 900.
900 feet.
Yeah. Somebody wanna take that and find some numbers on swim line?
Yeah, I'm happy to hop on that project and report to
Yeah.
Kristen about that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the lines weren't that expensive, it was trying to find the
The buoys,
The
little swim.
the little buoys to hold them. I couldn't find them in quantity any.
So not sold as a mate, you buy the line and at that point you kind of thread the,
Well, you can buy them, but they're not in anything of length. You know, they're designed for
Yeah.
pool. They're designed for pools.
yeah,
So
15-foot
they're
run going across.
They're designed for Olympic size swimming pools. Is about the longest length that I saw.
Just buy the little swimmies that you put on the kids' arms.
Yeah.
Blow them up every summer.
We could get a compressor to blow them up.
It's like a job that build character right there, inflating the buoys every day.
Some high school volunteers that need community service hours.
I would go to move to, get the fencing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Real quick question. Do you think it's kinda every 5 feet that those little buoys come into play? Is it every 10
Ooh.
feet?
No, it's like every
3?
3.
Yeah, it's like every 3 feet or so.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's a lot of buoys.
Although,
Alright, so yeah, we do need to, get a motion to purchase the safety paneling fence.
Randy or Kyle, can one of you do it?
Yeah, I'll move that we purchase the fencing for the hydro-seeded area.
Okay.
Do we wanna put down with
At a
price?
cost not to exceed $300.
Sure.
I'll second that.
You guys wanna go not to exceed 300?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you wanna take out park repairs line item?
Yes.
Okay, so that'd be line item 596. Okay. We have a motion by Randy to purchase the safety fencing requested by Kristen, not to exceed $300, and coming out of budget line item 596, park repairs, was seconded by Kyle. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
The ayes. Anybody against?
Nope.
No, the ayes have it. Alright,
Do we want to, for the winter's agenda, talk about our policy for non-residents using the fees we might charge for non-residents using the park during
yeah, I
non-working
think,
hours?
yeah, I think we do need to bring it up. I don't know if we need to bring it up tonight. Let's put it on for maybe November, and have a full discussion on it, get some more ideas of what exactly is going on, some more details. But that was my biggest question, was that, what's going on with that, so, yeah, let's table that for November.
What did we do with these 4 requests? Did we say no?
I don't know,
No, they were taken care of.
they were taken care of.
What does that mean? That we let them come in and we?
Well, no, they got charged the
That's what I went-
non-resident fee, but they didn't get charged an extra fee
Okay.
for out of
Out of,
hours
Okay,
piece.
okay,
alright,
fair enough.
everything else I'm.
As far as the benches with, or sorry, we still in Chase?
No, I'm good with Chase.
No, the only other thing on Chase is, we did do $20, which I'll put on, to go to 596 for the antifreeze.
Okay.
And I saw on tennis courts for the need to store benches at tennis courts at winter as well being questioned, and isn't that where they were last year, locked inside and good to go?
Yeah, we just lock them inside.
Okay,
They're pressure treated wood, so it shouldn't be an issue.
do we wanna put them all on a stack and cover them, just to help?
We can.
Okay.
Maybe if you wanna,
Grab
if
a
you wanna
tarp
have her
on
take
both,
care of
yeah.
that when they go and take the nets down.
Yep, when do we wanna take the nets down?
I mean, that can probably happen anytime soon. I haven't seen anybody up there this past week, and it's just gonna get colder.
So,
You wanna take them down first week
November
of
1st?
November? Yeah, November 1st?
First week in November?
Yeah, first week in November, so you guys have, so Kristen has some wiggle room.
Is that too, I mean, will people use it? I don't know.
We get in the summer and, is
I mean,
it?
as long as we get them down before the snow, it really doesn't matter, right?
yeah, but last year we got snow in the middle of November.
Yeah, like it
So-
was a cram, so like.
Yeah.
I would just say that they'll come down the week of,
The first weekend, yeah,
sometime after November 1st, they'll come down,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then we'll, overlock it. So we'll take the lot, we'll basically, change the message on the machine that says tennis courts are closed for the season, and then we'll reopen next spring.
We'll have a date to be determined for the
Yeah.
spring. Okay, so we'll do that first week in November.
Where do the nets get stored?
Isn't there a
In the
bucket there?
basement.
Is it in the
Here?
basement?
Okay.
Yeah, it's stored in the basement somewhere
Here.
here. The, pickleball nets stay in their
They're big.
locked
Yeah.
bin.
That's what it was, yeah.
But I don't think there's enough space to store the tennis net that's here. Last time they came over here.
Okay. We'll bounce back to, the tennis courts for other issues, but yeah, I think just for now, pull everything down first week in November. Purington, I've got nothing about Purington, at this time. We already went over a bunch of stuff with Bolton when we were talking to Junior General. Sprinklers are being blown out, the week of the 3rd of November. Randy, you've got the locks. The water pump issue,
I mean, maybe we just do that in the spring when we turn
Yeah.
it on and see.
yeah, we're gonna have to come back in this. I think what we need to do is ask them, or maybe we go to another contractor. We need to have a full system look, just what is going on, full diagnosis. Why is this thing acting up like this? Why are we having issues with water not getting places? You know, we need a full diagnosis, I think,
Right.
on the system at Bolton.
And we just need to make sure that Kristen remains the main point of contact, that anything has to route through her.
Yeah.
And that way, they're only talking to one, she's the throat, she's the throat to choke, so. It's a-
And if that gets too much for her,
No,
you know,
that's what she gets paid to do, so she's fine with it.
okay.
I mean, getting other people going, hey, call me or whatever, that's when it gets confusing for them. So as long as she's the main point of contact, she'll reach out and holler if she needs people to come in and help. Or
Until we can
to go meet somebody and say, hey, can somebody go
Yeah.
meet this
Yeah,
guy?
yeah,
Yeah.
But other than that,
okay. Anything else on Bolton? Anybody got?
I mean, just to build on that, like Dave was saying, until we have an evaluation, if it's just a text string of, if Kristen wants to say, hey guys, whoever can get over there right now, turn pumps on, turn them
Yeah.
off. Whatever.
I'm pretty close, and
Okay.
during the
Well,
fall,
thanks
I'm
for-
there 5 days a week, so.
Um,
Well, Bolton, I mean, I got a whole litany of things on Bolton. Do you wanna wait till we get to the Bolton thing, or do you wanna do them?
we can bounce back to it. We're gonna,
Okay,
let's finish up this and then we'll bounce back to the normal facility updates.
okay.
Inison, do, you wanna go ahead and say take down the soccer nets?
well, that's actually,
That's WAC's problem, right?
It is.
it's whack, it's recommended that they should probably take them down for
Yeah.
for the winter.
Are you talking on the big goals or their little goals? I thought the nets were off of the big goals.
I don't,
The nets are off the big goal. Matter of fact, they needed to be moved so that they could have the grass cut around them.
The big goals?
Yeah.
They're embedded. They haven't moved since the day they were put in.
I thought they were able to be
no,
moved.
they're.
Or are they just not trimming around them
They're not
very well?
turning around them.
Okay.
But they haven't moved in 100 years.
So I know the little
No,
soccer
because there's
nets-
actually a back bar, there's a bar that comes along the bottom, that's along the bottom, the grass has grown up so high that it's actually,
It's like,
Taking it over.
It's like buried in it.
yeah,
Okay.
whether,
I think WAC will take care of those little soccer nets as soon as their season is done.
their season's done,
Is it done?
yeah.
All right, do you wanna have
so when do
Kristen-
we wanna lock Einstein? Do we wanna lock it
Week
this,
is November 1.
go ahead and lock it this weekend?
Is there,
Or do you wanna wait until, cause I know or do you wanna wait, cause obviously it's, it's not, and do all of the parks on like,
I like,
last year we did it like right after Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and I think we did it the Monday after Thanksgiving, we locked down Bolton,
so Einstein, I think, is not as big an issue. I think we can lock that anytime. I'm always a fan of trying to keep Bolton open as long as possible for the playground. Einstein, though, I don't think anybody uses that other than whack. I mean, I don't,
The only people who use it are WAC to get in and out of their storage shed, to
Yeah.
put things away and,
yeah, and they already have the code to the gates to get what they need to, so I assume we can probably lock up, but I'd prefer to keep Bolton open until at least after Thanksgiving, if not close to first snow, just to give people
Well,
the
last year,
opportunity.
the first snow was the middle of November.
Yeah.
So,
but that comes and goes.
Yeah,
so,
Play it by
So
ear.
it's so
to get
tentative
a
is somewhere
snowfall
around-
Exactly.
I would say
and adjust
Bolton,
accordingly.
tentatively, we are going to close it the Monday after Thanksgiving.
just call it.
I understand you wanna
December
say, we're gonna go ahead and close it November 1st,
1st. Okay, yeah,
What-
let's do
what-
that.
Yeah,
or whatever, the weekend of November 1st, which is, because Halloween's on a Friday, so it'd be sometime Saturday, or, actually, let's let, after the irrigation company comes in.
Oh, yeah, so
So I
second
would
week
do
in
the-
November,
I would do like the 10th.
okay. Yeah, I know, I'm
So
good with
whatever the Monday, the 10th is,
that. Okay,
Oh.
right?
yeah, because the 3rd's a Monday, so the 10th must be a Monday too.
yeah. Alright, so, yeah, we'll lock up the gates on Inniston November 10. And, yeah, Bolton, we'll just go with 1 December,
Yeah, unless it snows.
unless it snows. Okay,
I think that's good.
alright. And Christmas tree for gazebo, I know we touched on that a little bit earlier. Kyle, did you have a chance to look at anything with the Christmas stuff yet?
I didn't make it upstairs,
Okay.
but, did Kristen run upstairs, and is that where she found?
No, there's some stuff at Chase Park.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There are 2 buckets at Chase Park.
Okay.
Do you know if it was like garland that was in there, or?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I know that there's just,
Yeah, I'll touch base with Kristen, figure out how extensive that is, and then when I'm squaring up with Naomi as far as Halloween candy, run up there.
Okay. Alright.
I mean, do we need to do anything about accepting a tree or have a day when we're gonna decorate it or a community decorating?
So we do need to set up, we have to accept the tree.
But it's such a small amount, I mean, it's only, what, $100 for a tree, or, you know, there, I mean, so it's not something that you have to go through the whole town process. That's
Yeah.
only for things that are over $5,000.
Okay,
I mean,
So-
we're more informally.
Yeah, but
accept
there's,
it.
but certainly a,
public thanks.
public thanks
Yeah.
from this,
Yes.
from this group. If we make it known to the selectmen, then they can do a public recognition as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely think, yeah, again, thank you for that, and, yeah, we'll bump it up to the Board of Select, and they can put that out as well.
And if I'm wrong, they can yell at me.
I'll make a request.
And does Kristen have Deb Moore's contact for getting the tree and organizing that?
I will check with her, I believe she does.
Okay.
Okay.
is there a tentative date we wanna kinda have the tree do that?
Last year it was the, Saturday of Black Friday
I wanna say, yeah, I think it
that we
was,
went over there, because
Is that the day after Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
yeah. But it was the weekend,
Well,
yeah, it was the
because it's
weekend after
Thursday,
Thanksgiving.
Black Friday, and then that
Yeah.
Saturday was, yeah, Thanksgiving weekend, I guess.
Yeah, so, the 29th, it was the 29th or the 30th.
And it worked out well enough last year, it was a really quick, easy setup in the morning, and then at that point,
Okay,
off to the races from there with an afternoon community decoration, but I know we were previously, or at least this season, talking about having the decoration day overlap with, when they're doing the fire truck, and because it was 2 separate times last year.
The lighting
Yeah,
was gonna be, we tried to
coordinate it with,
coordinate with everybody else. And I think it'd be nice to try and do that again, if everybody, at least if we can get the 3 entities on the same page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Talk to Santa and talk to the fire department, get us involved, and then see if, Santa's being hosted by the Legion as well this year.
Okay.
One thing to remember is November, Thanksgiving is very late this year. It's actually the 27th,
Yeah,
because November 1st is Saturday, so it's a very late Thanksgiving this
Yeah.
year.
yeah,
yeah, but yeah, I think doing it 29, 30,
So by the-
Thanksgiving weekend, I'll target for that Saturday to have the tree up, do the decoration after the tree is up, and then we can, at least at that point, if it's just as simple as
Yeah.
doing the Clark Griswold and having thing lit up with Santa.
Do we wanna do like we did last year where we have the gazebo lit up but the Christmas tree unlit until the lighting ceremony?
I think since Thanksgiving's so late, I think you can probably light them up all at the same time, because you're not gonna,
Yeah, once we coordinate with Santa and when their day is, just
Okay.
to make sure that's not December 20th and things unlit for,
yeah, I wouldn't want that, no.
that'd be the, but I'll reach out to the fire department and see what they're thinking, and
If not, we can just, yeah, we'll just light it up when installed.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool with that.
Good.
All right. Thank you, Kyle, for handling that. All right, I want to bounce off of the CIP. Proposals that I did. We knew it was gonna be a little ugly. We came in unprepared. I was admittedly unprepared for what exactly they were looking for and what the process was gonna look like. I passed the proposals around to you guys. We decided to focus on the tennis courts, seeing as that's pretty much our number one closest to fail priority. And the second thing I proposed was a study into expanding the fields or finding locations for new fields. There was no request for spending money on an actual item. We were asking for, can the town spend the money to look into what we need to do for this project and what we need to do for this project. The CIP committee expected a lot more on the proposal. Denise was part of the CIP committee as well as Jack Osborne and another individual that I'm sorry, I didn't recognize nor remember his name. Denise brought up the fact that Park, a few years ago, had a study done about the tennis courts. At that time, the price was something around 7 figures for a full replacement. Obviously, a few years ago, prices have gone up. I did explain that we've been having issues getting into the hard drive with all the files on it, and that's why it was difficult to provide any information from that study or anything further, because we didn't have access to the information that I needed to put the proposal together. The other thing with the fields, we didn't have very much numbers. All we had was the information from WAC and Junior Generals that we had received before. Again, that was on the hard drive. I didn't have access to that information because we're still dealing with that. Naomi was nice enough to back us up and say, hey, yeah, they're having issues getting to their data. So basically, the decision was that due to the proposal not being fully prepared and the feeling that CIP committee didn't believe that our projects required priority. The request was that we come back next year, fully prepared, with some numbers and potential solutions. It was also suggested that we spend money out of Parks budget to have the studies done ourselves, and then bring to them actual hard numbers. Hey, we need to replace tennis courts. This is how much we've been told it's gonna cost. Hey, we had the field study done, and this is how much it's gonna cost. They want projects with plans and numbers so that they can look at it and recommend further up as to whether or not the town should be spending money on it. I explained the tennis courts are fitting to fail. That's something in the spring we talked about. I think we're gonna have to have a walkthrough. Maybe have an expert come out, and let us know just what kind of shape those courts are in, but Denise made it clear for years that they're on their last legs. Little tidbit of information that I kind of picked up. The library project expansion seems to be going forward. And they brought to the town that there's not enough parking for the library. And the CIP and the town also know that the tennis courts are fixing to be shut down. The feeling that I got from the information I got at the CIP meeting was that I believe that they're waiting for us to close the tennis courts. And because that's all town property, they're probably gonna recommend the tennis courts be demolished and that all be turned into a parking lot. Because that lot goes all the way over to the White House, back up behind the old town hall and the barn up there. That's all one big lot over there. So that was the impression that I got. It was not said specifically, but it was hinted. Tennis courts are in bad shape. We know they're gonna be getting shut down soon. By the way, project for the library is going forward and they need parking. It's not too hard to kind of figure out where that's gonna go.
Is there enough land there to relocate tennis courts? Because last meeting we talked about the fact of need to expand them because of pickleball and that sort of thing. So is there enough land that even if they took them for parking, that we could,
It was recommended that we look elsewhere in town.
okay. That's worked out well in the past.
Yeah. And that's, again, another piece of information, in conversation where, okay, I see where this is going. So, yeah. It
So
was
it sounds like the CIP direction for next year is to put all of our eggs into the,
expand the fields. Find out what the town's needs are for sports and recreation. Find a solution and make it one big, fat, ugly project. Find new fields, expand the fields, find somewhere for tennis courts.
Well, I
That's what
think
they're looking for.
the first thing is where, until
That's the problem.
the East Road thing gets resolved, that would work, but until we're given the go-ahead that, yeah, you can develop this site where there's really nowhere else.
Well,
I
Inison
mean-
has a lot of land, doesn't it? And Bolton has
There's
land.
there's a
It-
ton
It's
of
not great
out
land.
So, there's been some discussion of some of that. The issue with Bolton is that a lot of the surrounding area is in conservation, and so it cannot be just easily turned into recreation fields. The problem, and then the problem with Inison is, yep, that goes down towards the safety complex, towards Route 114. Not great, will take a fair amount of money to expand that, will probably end up having to be tiered to some extent. So it's gonna be a big project too. So,
Well, and the
the
oth-
game plan on it, see what the
Yeah,
big
exactly.
scary number is, and at
Yeah.
that point have it proposed as,
So I think we need to stop focusing on East Road
Yeah.
and start looking in other directions. We have the paperwork for Bolton, we know where the borders are, maybe we get somebody out there to walk the rest of the land. My understanding is that the conservation land doesn't start until the trailhead that's gated off.
it's, right, exactly where things are, I don't know. I don't know, Naomi has some information, the conservation has some information. There's, a lot of people have looked at it,
Yeah.
and
I do think that we should focus on that, whatever land is left of Bolton, and see if there's anything we can use there.
Because I know it goes over at least to the tree line, whether you develop the soccer fields and push the soccer over and put your tennis courts right up on where the existing soccer field is now.
for 2027 CIP, we're talking about trying to come up with a tip of the spear where we'd want to go direction-wise, and we would have to fund the study ourselves before then. I can't imagine it cost much more in a study to come up with numbers to see what the Inison direction would look like and how expensive that would be relative to the Bolton, and kind of weigh out the pros and cons of
Yeah, if,
each one's a difficult project and.
again, we know it's gonna cost a ton of money to do the Eindeson property. We know it's gonna be a ton of money to expand Bolton at all. And so I guess the big question is, how far can we actually go at Bolton? How far, what kind of cost would be looking at for Eindeson? Some ideas that have come out would be if there's, so once we say, okay, it's gonna be $1 million, nice round number. It won't be, of course, but, 1 million, it's like, how much of that can be offset by, somebody coming in and clear cutting it, taking the wood in lieu of payment? How much groundwork can be done to have somebody come in and quarry it, grind it up into
Smaller material.
yeah, what's the,
Usable
yeah,
pieces.
right,
Yeah.
right, the very small rocks, but to haul it away at no cost or minimal cost to the town.
Or use it as fill where needed.
Well, that's right, so some of it's gonna have to come down, and then some of it's gonna, so what do we,
Yep.
if we build up too much, we end up having to put retaining walls and stuff, and so what kind of a plan can we come up with? Probably what would it cost to, it's terrible, you have to pay for a study to determine what your engineering study's gonna be,
Well, I'm concerned about paying for the studies, because I don't think these are cheap, and we don't have a lot of money in our budgets, unless we ask for more for next year to do these studies. I mean, I don't see us funding these kinds of studies out of what we've got now.
Right, and then the question, and then another question, what kind of grants can be found, either for the development or for the finding, to pay for studies?
The other thing we need to identify is exactly how much expansion we need to do, right? We already know we would like to replace tennis courts, right?
Yep.
Do we say we just need enough land to replace the tennis courts, or do we say we wanna do tennis courts and pickleball courts? Cause that's a whole different land requirement. We know we wanna expand our fields. We need more proper fields, so we need to figure out how much land we need for that expansion as well. Plus, the other factor is, how much is it condensed? Like, do we try and squeeze everything into Bolin and Einison? Or do we start looking around town to see if there's other options available? Is there land that can be donated? Is there any other options that we have to get land for park? That either is town owned already, or we can work something out with? So yeah, we have to come at it from multiple angles. What exactly do we need? Where are we gonna be looking at 3, 5 years, 10 years down the road? How much land do we have, and what's available for us to expand to? And we all know the numbers are gonna be huge.
Well, the other thing that's the other costs above and beyond that is maintenance cost. So now you're looking at, now you're saying, okay, we need another Bolton and we need another Einison. That's adding money to the landscaping that we're gonna have to fund.
And the other thing is,
Putting in turf, like Ron suggested last time, yeah, turf still needs to be maintained, even.
I can think of a few things that would be further down the list than turf, but not many.
Yeah, I mean,
but the fields are, I mean, we talked about the soccer field and the football fields need some maintenance
Yeah.
now. I mean, the soccer field's dangerous to play
Yeah.
on. So we need to have some sod put in, or somebody come in and do something, and so we have some of that, just to get us through, the 5-year plan of when we might
Oh,
get
I mean,
new things.
A buddy of mine has a large landscaping company, and he's done work at my house, he's done work at a bunch of other friends' house, and we BS, unofficially. And he's like, I honestly, right now, if you guys called me up, he goes, I would tell you, put like 6 inches of freaking loam down and start all over again. But it's just gonna keep washing down into the fill that's underneath it.
Well, it doesn't seem sustainable with the amount of use they're getting either. They're so.
That's the,
just
yeah, exactly,
overused,
and that's
just
why the expansion,
stressed that-
yeah,
To rotate fields.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, we need to hit this from multiple angles. There are grants available. There was one from the US Tennis Association, that was a 50-50 match. I know Denise has talked about that before, I went and looked at it, that is correct, it just that all has to go to tennis courts. It doesn't go to pickleball courts, only tennis courts.
Oh, that's
But
still,
still, that's,
But that
you know,
leaves-
that's a
yeah.
lot of money. There are some smaller state grants and federal grants, there's other organizations out there, that help with fields and stuff like that, so that's maybe something we dig into a little bit further. But, again, I think we need to identify exactly what we need.
Well, I think we need numbers, and we need to probably rely on WAC and the junior generals and somebody from the tennis thing to give us, you know, good, better, best, of what you would like, and the numbers of people, players, or things that you're expecting to serve. How many did we have this year? We had 450 kids play soccer, we had 300 kids play football. What are you expecting that to be, so that when you say you need 4 more fields, really, you're gonna have 800 kids in 2 years? I don't think so. So we need, you know, with real numbers of kids and what they would like.
So we have some historical data from WAC and generals, but it's locked up in the drive. I don't have the hard copies of that paperwork anymore. I think you briefly looked through some of your stuff and wasn't able to find it. So that, we can ask for it again, and we can ask for future estimates too.
Yeah.
We know generals is exploding.
Yeah.
So at minimum, I think we should try and provide them with a practice field and a play field, at minimum. Soccer, you know, if we could get another soccer field in town, I think that'd be great. It reduces the damage on the other fields,
And lacrosse.
and lacrosse. But does lacrosse need their own field, or can lacrosse,
Well, this is why the other fields don't get rested,
yeah, I know,
is because we use them, you know.
yeah.
What you also have to look at is, you really only have one softball.
Yeah.
That's town owned. Well, I mean, they use the middle school, but that's not, you know, that's not, you know, yeah, it's town owned because the town owns the school.
But that maintenance budget comes out of the school's budget, not Parks budget.
Right.
Where's
Yeah.
the softball field? Einison?
Yeah, that's it.
And then the other two, well, it looks, I thought Purington looked like a softball field, because there's
No,
no,
that's a smaller field, I
yeah,
think.
but there's no infield grass, which
No,
No,
that
there's
was
no-
something else, like,
which doesn't make it a baseball field.
Well, they use it for baseball because
Yeah.
I think they finally put a mound in there, so there is a mound there. But, it's always been baseball, it's always been like, minors, I don't know.
T-ball kind of.
T-ball.
No,
kind of-
It's
T-ball is at
Center,
Center Woods.
Yeah.
In the 2 lower fields at Center Woods, and then it's the next grade up from T-ball that they use Purington.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, spring ball.
no, they use, not spring ball, it's whatever.
The point is, the
It's
point
like
is, it's
third-
little people playing
Yeah,
there.
right.
It's, I think it's second and third.
Something like that. Yeah, it's something, yeah, you're right, it's in between, T-ball and, going up.
Cause then Bolton is used for whatever is before Babe Ruth, and then Babe Ruth uses the middle school. So they don't really have a true baseball field other than the high school and the middle
middle
school.
school.
Yeah,
And that teams, and that's, it seemed to, those numbers, at least the baseball numbers, to me, seem to be going down. Cause they used to have 2 full teams in Ware, and now we're down to 1 team.
yeah.
And
I feel like it's,
one team barely. I mean, they have like 10, they had like last year, I think they had 10 kids.
it feels almost like they're being driven out though, and they're going to better facilities, they're going to play travel wherever they can to, I just know that I've heard baseball seems to be very vocal.
The younger
about
level, they have a
lack of-
ton of little baseball teams for the younger level, second, third, maybe even fourth grade.
Well, let's get WAC to put some numbers on it
Yeah.
and see,
Um,
and then we can see if,
Well, the other thing is, you know, how many of them are actually going to play elsewhere?
Yeah.
And why are you going to play elsewhere?
yeah.
You know, 'cause I know a lot of them play for Concord Canyons or whatever it is, that's the travel team.
Yeah, we'll ask them both, what exactly are you guys, what's your need list and what's your dream list, I guess?
yeah.
You know, so we have two things to work off of. I would say we're probably looking at either one whole new complex or trying to expand the complexes we have, but squeezing in more stuff at them. So we need to get, I think, let's go at, again, a couple different ways. We'll reach out to WACs and generals. We should get the property maps for what we do have and figure out where those borders are, and we can look at what the property looks like there, either before it snows or after it snows. And we have some time on this. We know the next meeting is until 27, I think, for CIP.
And we're planning 26 now, so it'd be this time next year, planning
Yeah.
27.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. So we have some time to work on it, but we just need to start getting a plan.
Slips away.
Yeah. Well, it's just like this past year. We've been talking about it all year, and then all of a sudden, we had the meeting. So yeah, I think we need to get the lot maps for what we have. I think we need to start looking around town and maybe even asking around town what other options do we have for acquiring land that park can use. There's lots of town land. A lot of it's locked up.
It's not locked up in conservation, and maybe we gotta get with conservation and say, okay, you know, we're butting heads and we shouldn't be butting heads, we should be working together, and whether we have a joint meeting with them and say, look, we're trying to find places, where do we have that we can actually do, and there is a ton of spots down past into the dump, not that that's the, yeah, people say the dump,
Ideally.
the transfer station, but there is stuff down there, I don't know if we own the stuff down there, whether that can be used. I don't know, I think we
That's a
really need
huge
to
chunk
talk
of
to
town land back
conservation
there,
and say,
yeah.
Yeah, so the answer is, yeah, we have a lot of land, it's just a lot of it's out in the middle of nowhere, like the gravel pit on East Road. We could, when the gravel finally when the town's finally done pulling gravel out of there, in theory, that would revert over to park use and everything, but that's still, it's not much better off than Bolton, because it's still out in the middle of nowhere. There's not much, there's nothing to keep people from going back there and trashing it like they
Yeah.
do Bolton.
Yeah,
well, it's even further in than Bolton.
Right.
It's almost like the park in Goffstown where the Babe Ruth Field in Bolton is in Goffstown is
wait.
way in. It's like, you're going, turning roads and going down, you're at least 2 miles in, and, yeah.
I would like to have a sit down with conservation. I think we can talk about East Road. I think we can talk about other property in town and see if we can stop with this button heads, fighting over stuff. Can we come to some kind of agreement? Can we come to some kind of deal? What can we do to get past this? And I think that there's a lot of options on the table for that conversation. A lot of options. And that's much further than the East Road I think we need to go today. But the primary focus is we need to figure out what we got, we need to figure out what we need, and we need to start getting this plan together so that we can find out what it's gonna cost to have somebody come out, talk to us about our needs, do an engineering study, all that stuff. We need to start getting rolling on that. I can reach out to conservation and see if we can get a sit down with a joint meeting or a separate meeting, whatever, just so we can start talking. Or I can go to one of their meetings and, you know, approach it there either way. Or we invite them here, but I can reach out to them
I
and,
think we just need to see, hey, we set up a joint meeting and here's what we're looking for. Let's sit down and try to figure out how we can all work together to get stuff done.
I think we need to know what we're looking for. Are we talking 2 acres or 20 acres or something? I think we need to have some idea of what we're looking for.
That's gonna depend on what kind of fields
Yeah.
are gonna go in.
Right, right.
It sounds like complex, just as far as everything that's being discussed between soccer has their needs, lacrosse has their needs, baseball and softball have their needs, and not necessarily the same field, but maybe we can find some compromise there. Football needs a practice location, and then tennis inevitably is getting moved, so I mean, that sounds like
a lot.
Well, if
it
you
gets
start-
peppered around town, or it's,
Well, so I thought, you
Well, you
know,
start moving like stuff like, okay, if you move, take soccer out of Bolton, which then you can turn the other side into practice fields for both for both.
Yep.
Football and, lacrosse, and then they have their good playing field, and then you have the one baseball, which means now you need a new you need to move your soccer fields from
Bolton to somewhere else.
Bolton to somewhere
Yeah.
else, which frees up some of the parking issues and things like that, because now it's becoming somewhat of a, kind of a one-use or a two-use facility.
Yeah.
Where you have it spread out, but now you've gotta move soccer fields, and
Yep.
I don't know how much more we have. We need to know is, like Matt said, we've gotta find out how big we've got how much we've got at all of these fields, and then try to figure out where we can start pushing stuff in.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of parking in Purington, but if that goes all the way, if we own all the way to the road, expanding expanding toward the road may be less expensive, and you can put more stuff in there, but then you're getting into, hey, we really need to put water,
Yeah,
we
we
need
need
to put.
parking, we need water, yeah. I mean, Purington, I think, is a lot larger than the field itself. Again, we'd have to look at the map. But Purington has already got a parking problem, so I think the, Purington should probably be the last on our
Well,
list.
it depends on how, we need to get the lot plans for everybody,
Yeah.
and then go from there.
Yeah. So I'll collect the lot plans, and then we can start talking about, those things.
sounds like participation numbers is equally valuable.
Yeah.
We need to gather out of there, so I'll reach out to WAC and Generals for what intel we can
And
get
Pat,
on that end.
and get whatever they'll give us, if they got past numbers for
Yep.
past 3 or 4 years, and hey, here's what we're thinking, or here's, and
Whatever
knowing,
rough forecast we can get.
Yeah,
well, knowing all groups they're in right now. So if you got only 50 T-ball players, but said you've got 350 T-ball players, 350 T-ball players push into baseball, into softball,
Right.
and all of those numbers start.
Well, depending on how much work you want to do, I mean, you can go to the schools and see if there are bubbles of second and third graders coming who will be fourth and fifth and sixth graders in the next,
well,
4 or
yeah,
5
that's what I'm
years.
saying, we need to be looking 3-5 years out, minimum. What do you got, what's your forecast for the next 3 to 5 years? That's the easiest way for us to start planning.
Yeah.
Generals, I think, is gonna be super cooperative. They have been in the past. WAC hopefully will be much more cooperative now that they've got some new personnel.
do they have a leader yet, or?
I do not know.
Okay.
As far as I know, that's still an empty seat, but we do have, Vinny,
Yeah.
who said he's been, whatever, he's open to us talking to him. I think he would probably be the best shot, is to go through Vinny and get the information from him. So yeah. Let's start working on that, see what we can accomplish, and then, in the spring, we'll look into seeing if we can get some studies, if we can get some numbers from everybody by then.
Do we need to budget for studies for, I don't know, whenever our budgets come out? I mean, I don't think these are gonna be cheap,
I don't think it's gonna be cheap either.
and I don't think it comes, I don't see it in our budgets now, an extra $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000 to do the studies.
We're gonna have to, I mean, we're gonna have to figure it out. We're just gonna have. If we're gonna get anywhere, we're gonna have to figure it out. And the budget's not gonna get any better anytime soon.
I'm assuming with these studies, we would have to put it out to bid, find 3 that would be qualified to do
Probably,
it.
yeah.
And then at that point,
Yeah.
make
So,
our decision off of that.
so to throw our finance, director under the bus, but Beth has a plethora of information, and she could probably find comparable engineering studies and say, okay, it costs, this one costs 15, this one costs 20, that sort of thing, and can come up with some budgetary numbers like that, and so we can say, all right, we'd like to spend up to, $30,000, on an engineering study
Yeah,
to determine X, Y, and Z.
yeah.
So, like I said, unfortunately, it seems like you need to have a study in order to put your engineering study together.
Yeah. I'll reach out to Goffstown also, because Goffstown spent a lot of money on a lot of fields the past 5 years or so. And they might be able to give us some ideas. I'll reach out to Bo too, because Bo has a really nice complex.
I feel like Goffstown is so tied into their school network.
Yeah, but, I mean, they got that huge field on the side of 114, that huge complex on the side of 114.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
not that.
all baseball.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying,
think
it's
that's
just baseball.
And I
Yeah.
wanna say it's just baseball.
Yeah.
It's not even
Softball.
softball.
And actually, I have a contact with the Concord Park and Rec also. I reached out to him about doing the bylaws. He said I can give him a call anytime. So I'll reach out to him and see if he has any recommendations. 'Cause he used to do small town Park and Rec back before he went big. So I'll reach out to him as well and see if I can get some ideas on some numbers and some direction. I know he's dealt with it in the past. All right. Anybody got anything else on that? All right. Facility updates. I think we covered just about everything.
Yep.
Anybody got anything else they wanted to go over?
Well, I have 2 things on Bolton.
Yes, sir.
Actually, all the fields, porta potty pickup, do we need to call them to have
We do.
them done, except for the ones at Bolton that football is paying for through the end of
Well, we have-
November?
I think we usually keep the porta johns at Bolton until football is done.
Yeah. There's 4 there.
Yeah. There's 4 there now?
There's 3 there's 3 between the soccer field and the football field, and there's 1 up by
One up
the.
top, yeah.
Up top, and I think we should leave all of those,
Yeah, I think for now.
because when they have tournaments, there's parking everywhere.
I think as soon as Generals is done, they let us know they're done.
Yeah.
We'll call and have them pick up. They usually pick up like the next week or something like that. They're pretty decent.
So that leaves Einison. and-
Einison, they can pick up, do they have a gate code?
Well, once we lock the gate, yes.
Well, I mean, they could pick it up now, we don't have to.
They can pick it up, there's no more
Yeah.
games, there's
There's no
nothing.
more games.
So, Henrico, we can have Einison shut down
Yep.
and.
Purington?
Purington.
Barrington. Chase, well, yeah, Chase doesn't have porta johns. Dumpsters, we need to,
We don't have dumpsters this year.
Chase,
Oh, Chase we do.
Chase is done.
Chase is done, okay.
No, they did their final dump on Tuesday after Columbus Day. I've already called them, it's already on hold
Awesome,
until May.
okay.
And I told
Just
them,
thinks that they're all winter and then come back and restart it.
yeah,
Just
this
easier.
year we left it upright, because last year they just walked over and threw garbage by it. When Kristen does it, if you wanna add into Kristen's piece, the $300 should be enough. But if you wanna put in like another $50 and we'll just put cable and just basically cable the doors down, so it's kinda like they did at Chase where you could pull it open about 6 inches.
Yeah.
So you can't throw a whole bunch in, but you can try to make it so it's a little bit less.
Yeah, this goes in, but a
Yeah.
lawn chair stays out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she should have some money.
She should have money.
in one of the Chase Park or the supplies line items to pick up a cable and a lock and,
Well, we got locks, cause we have
Yeah.
all the locks from all of the benches that we pulled out, so you got plenty of locks. So
a
Do you
foot of
wanna say
chain,
like another
a foot of
100,
cable.
you can do another $100 for cable for the, up to $100 for cable?
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do Ineson and Puritan pick up as soon as they can, and Bolton, we will do, when football's over.
And then we'll also do the one at, so are we good on closing? When are we closing the tennis courts?
Is it one at the tennis courts, isn't
That's
it?
right.
One at the tennis court, so are we gonna take, say,
Have it pulled the same week.
Week of the first.
The whenever she goes up and closes up the tennis courts, then have them pick it up that same week.
okay,
Okay.
There's a stone bench in the playground that's knocked over. It'd be really nice to have that picked up since it's in honor of a teacher. I can't do it, it's really heavy.
Yeah, I've tried to.
And I don't know how we do that. And quite honestly, when you get it up, I don't know what holds it up. It doesn't look really stable to me.
It's always had a lean
Yeah.
since I've been in
Well,
town.
now it's about 45 degrees.
Yeah. I know you said something about it before, but I don't know. If
no,
we
somebody
know
put,
with
we had to
manpower.
replace the plaque, cause the plaque got broken off,
Yeah.
so the plaque was replaced.
I don't think it can be done with manpower, unless you got
plan to-
3 or 4 guys.
Relocate at some point.
Relocating it is probably gonna be the best bet, cause that area always gets super overgrown. But we have a lot of other issues at Bolton that we need to resolve.
I think we're just gonna have to
Spring.
upright it and re-brace it, whether we lift it up enough that we could throw bricks under, or whatever we have to put underneath it just to get it to sit back.
It's gonna
correct.
keep sinking because of the ground underneath being so wet all the
But
time.
I think it was put in that place for a reason.
Put a pad underneath it, cement
We
pad.
could put a
so-
cement pad underneath it.
Well, maybe it's something that we do when we get equipment in there to do the sandbox and some of the other things.
Yeah.
We'll have a piece of equipment that day.
Yeah, I would like to, and that's something else I would like to talk about over the winter, is have a plan for the spring when we open up Bolton. We have a day, 2 days, whatever, of straight, solid work and get the rest of our Bolton playground issues resolved.
Yeah,
But yeah, we can knock it all out at the same time. We'll have equipment down there. I think concrete pad is a great idea.
This would help distribute the weight. and-
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and then hopefully we'll have some water issues resolved and playground won't be a swamp half the year. I did see a complaint online about hornets and bees at the playground. Could somebody go down there and go crazy with some hornet spray?
I think there's hornet spray in the pump shed.
Is there?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll take a look next time I'm in there, which will be tomorrow.
Okay. If you don't mind.
You just want to throw it in the group text, I mean, run around Saturday morning with everything for hiding pumpkins and whatnot, happy to take 20 minutes to go explore and close them down.
Alright. Yeah, I do wanna put together a plan for Bolton Playground over the winter, so we can just get that wrapped up.
Yep.
You have the contact information for the guys at the slide park?
Yep.
Okay, and what did we find out about the playground, the sandbox wall?
Totally drop all on my end.
Okay. Alright, let's try and get some answers on that. The biggest thing is, I know they haven't delivered it because we didn't have a time frame to have it installed. If we can have them to deliver it, if they can sit on it, because we already paid for it, that'd be great,
Yeah.
until we have something planned. If they need to deliver it and get it off their books, we need to find somewhere for it to go. And we might need to ask Naomi if there's somewhere we can store it in town until we can have it installed.
This is the slide part.
No,
The ties for
the
the
ties for
sandbox.
the sandbox, yeah. It's a lot of material, actually. Maybe DPW can offer part of their shed down at the dump or something. I don't know. But I think that's a question to put to Naomi first. I'm not sure.
see if they can hold it, and if they can't for fiscal year, then
Yeah,
adjust accordingly.
yep, we'll try and figure out something.
The only other thing I had was standardizing the signs for the park rules and stuff like that.
Yes,
I put this out as a first draft, we just banged it together this afternoon. I think we're gonna have money this year, I'd like to buy them this year if we have money. I mean, when I look at Bolton, I'm looking at 10 or 11 signs,
okay,
believe it or not. You've got 3 fields and a playground, if you put 2 on each, that's 8, and then you've got a couple more around. So I think between all of the 3 places we have and maybe Chase, we're probably looking at 24 signs maybe, that are kind of all the same, that have our message.
yeah,
I think it's gonna be about $1,000 to get 24 of them,
okay.
aluminum signs, and I don't know,
The only one
No,
to be different
there's
is
no-
Chase.
Well, the one thing on golfing is no golfing on any park.
okay.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
there's like, so, no, on the dirt surfaces, but on the grass fields is
On the
okay.
grass,
that's
next
fine.
to the dirt, on the football field.
Yeah,
Right,
so,
okay,
yeah,
so no golfing.
No
on
golfing.
any, no golfing on any,
Right, no golfing, we'll just
No
put no
golfing.
golfing.
no golfing.
Any other things that should come off, or any other things that we wanna add?
I didn't,
So I do, so, and, you know, maybe I'm reaching on this a little bit. Do we have the authority to say no firearms and weapons on town public property?
You can totally say it, it's, the question is enforcing it.
Is it, yeah, is there any authority to enforce it?
No. I don't believe there
I don't think we
is.
do, that's, so, I just, something that came
But
across.
there's nothing to say, you know, there's nothing to keep you from putting it on the sign. It's just not really gonna be enforceable, that's all.
Well, it's like my wife and I were talking about, is any of this gonna be enforceable? I mean,
So the fire and fireworks, whenever, I was like, right now, we're under a fire ban, that's enforceable. And we could probably, that's probably enforceable anytime, I would think. The no fire, and no fireworks.
What this does is it gives you, you know, it provides a little bit of legal cover to say, no, we don't authorize this, this is unauthorized use, we're asking you to leave. No, you know, you got your dogs walking on the fields, can you take them out, please? We don't want this here. You know, and like every other rule, the rules are for people who obey rules. You know, and it will help some people think twice before doing something.
Yeah.
So,
No, I mean, I think it looks good, I do. Obviously, the carry in, carry out wouldn't work at Chase, because we have the dumpster there.
right.
But no, I think this is fine. I don't know if we would need 2 signs at every field.
Well,
But-
most of at least when I'm at Bolton, there's 2 egresses to every field.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, I see what you're saying.
And since people don't read signs, 2 times 0 is,
Okay,
I agree with you, I don't wanna have signs everywhere.
yeah.
But I do want people to say, well, I didn't know that I couldn't, you know, bring my goat.
it's not on the list.
It's not on the list. Oh, he's got no animals.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. We should get somebody to put their goats on the fields, and then we wouldn't have to pay the landscapers.
That's a good idea.
Fertilize.
It'd be fertilizer and
Fertilize,
mowing.
yeah. They clear the hillside for us?
Well, do you want me to, do we know who we get the signs that we have now are 18 by 24.
Okay,
Do we?
that's Naomi.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you want me to go ahead and see?
I think,
I'd like to get them this year, because I think we're
Yeah.
gonna have some of that dumpster money.
okay.
And,
So what I would say is that we don't need to vote on anything right now. I think we need to get the rest of the information on, you know, sizes, cost, how much total are we looking at spending, and then we can put a motion through to vote in November.
Okay,
And then we can put the purchase order in,
and we'll be
and
good.
we'll be good for the spring.
Okay.
One little thing on the no dogs and stuff. I don't know if we need to specifically say it, but service animals are, you know, are generally allowed different places. So I
I
don't know
don't
if
know
that's,
if we need to spell it out.
that's what I'm,
I was thinking the same thing, and I'm like sitting here going, do I say?
do we wanna say the service animals or just, you know, if somebody asks, it's like, well, they're allowed, okay, you know, that's.
Yeah,
That kind of go, at this point, it should go without saying, but
I'm a fan of less is more kind of thing, common sense.
yeah.
And if somebody complains, then we deal with it. So I would say, let's leave it off.
Those sticker service animals, okay.
And
Yeah,
so-
I don't know if you wanna put down at the bottom, any comments, please reach it, you know, reach park@ware.gov.
we did have it at the bottom.
It is at the bottom, whether you say any comments or concerns.
Yeah, that's probably, to precede the email address, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Well, I kind of thought by putting the email address would be kind of obvious. If you had any concerns, you would
Yeah.
go to the email.
Facebook seems to be the number one place for people to go and complain about.
We could put Facebook on here.
No,
No,
no, we had people complaining about the benches,
yeah,
the picnic tables being just thrown out there, I'm like, really?
yeah. No, I think this looks good. I think if we can use this at Chase too, then it minimizes all the signage right there at Chase at the gatehouse. I think that cleans up the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a good
I'll let
idea.
Kristen look at it too, cause she,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to Randy's point, I mean, if it's gonna be one of those things that, yeah, we get the sign up, people ignore all of them. What about just having one sign on each side of each entry as you're going down the road to Bolton?
There is a sign there
Basically, right
now,
up there.
right when you get in.
There's the sign about
The carry in, carry out.
carry in, carry out, yeah.
Yeah. And I thought this would replace that one.
So no smoking or vaping or alcohol allowed, but other hard drugs are okay?
Yes.
course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is chewing tobacco and dip and.
Should we say, should we,
No tobacco
should we
use?
say no drugs?
No drugs or alcohol?
No drugs or alcohol use? I know,
I'm
you
gonna
start-
write, I'm sitting here, I'm gonna
start-
write alcohol or drugs. That means you have a choice? You can only-
If you use both,
And then I guess to that point, smoking or vaping would just be no tobacco.
no tobacco use.
No tobacco products.
But what about those things
No,
that, no
smoking
CBD vaping, there's no tobacco?
no, yeah, vaping, you gotta spell out vaping.
I think smoking or vaping, I think that covers that.
But wouldn't the drugs aspect cover the vaping part of that, or is that?
If I'm shooting heroin, it's not on there.
Can't believe we're going here.
All right, we're-
I'm sorry,
Fair
I just,
enough.
Okay.
Let that dog lie.
I gotta
just some,
So I think, yeah,
just some thoughts.
let's move forward, getting pricing and stuff on that.
Okay.
And then we can talk about it in November and probably make a vote to purchase those. I think that's good. I wanted to bring up, do you wanna talk about the situation that happened down at Chase with the boat ramp? And having had the police come out?
No, I think it's, no, I think if we have to, we can go into private for that, but I don't think we need to.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think that is gonna be it then.
You wanna see the signboard?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
I can't get it out because I just can't. But this goes to Chase, because Kristen wanted a sign that's about people winching their boats on instead of,
Not really, no.
Oh, wow.
Put this in front of you.
be in front of the camera for all of our meetings?
Sure, there we go. This meeting brought to you by Park. I like it.
Cool.
Looks good.
We can, I mean, you can get, now that we have it, we can get different signboards
Yeah.
for it to put down at Chase when people are loading and unloading their boats, if we wanted to give them instructions, or wherever we want to use it. I mean, the $30 to get a sign.
New signage, yeah, no, it's totally multi-purpose. You know, we're not gonna be using it every day, so yeah, we spread it around the uses we need. I think that's a good idea. I like it.
Good.
You know, where do we wanna store
Thanks,
this?
Randy.
Yes.
Yeah, good job. You
And
wanna
it's,
store it here? You wanna store it at Chase?
I thought Randy's living room was the designated.
yeah, that, I was told no. Because that's where it was for a while.
I will take it home tonight, because we're gonna need it for
On Saturday.
Saturday. But then after that,
Maybe I can grab it after on Saturday, and then when I'm going upstairs for Christmas decoration hunting,
is there room up there for it, you think?
and we'll find out.
Okay.
And if I have it, at least it'll go up there, and if not, then it can be kind of the traveling sign, and we'll all take turns babysitting.
No. I have enough stuff in my shop from other organizations I volunteer for.
Something like that, oh, never mind, I was gonna say, thinking of just like the Bolton shed or anything of that nature where it's so tiny as far as real space,
Yeah, I
once that
think-
gets plowed in or,
Well, yeah, in the winter, although we're not, well, we could use that for the gazebo at the tree lighting ceremony too, so.
You can use it at the trunk or treat
Trunk or
thing.
treat, yeah, we're gonna use a trunk or treat, so yeah, we'll have to find somewhere easy access, but maybe over the winter, it could go over there if there's not enough room upstairs.
Well, if we're gonna do an ice fishing derby, though, we'd like to have that.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I think we should blow our own horn. I mean,
Yeah,
we're gonna need public support. We need to let them know that we're doing
Might
good
be some
things.
space here that we can find us.
yeah, hopefully if we have the space here, then they can just live here and we'll be good to go. Awesome work, that looks great.
Good.
All right, anybody got anything else they wanna go over?
Next meeting is when?
Next meeting will be November, let's see, 18th? Yep, 4th, 11th, 18th. Yeah, November 18th will be the next meeting. Same time, same channel. I will see if we can get something set up with conservation before that. If not, we have a little bit of time to play with it. Nobody has anything else, then I will take a motion to end the meeting.
Do you want to go into did you want to go into a non-public?
No. We're good.
Oh, no, not about that. Yeah, we can go into that
Okay.
tonight. At least
So-
touch base on it.
So what we'll need is a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91,
A,
Roman numeral 2,
2 or 3?
might be 3, section 2, and then it would
No,
be
A.
A or C.
I have it as it's for, is it for hiring somebody, or what are we doing?
That's the trick. So
I have it for personnel, it's RSA 91-A:3C for
so 3 is
personnel.
3 is personnel.
91A3C.
91-A:3C.
Okay. Alright. So I'll make a motion for us to go into private section under RSA 91-A:3C.
With us to exit our public meeting. We'll exit the public, we'll go into
Yeah.
private, and then we'll close the poll park once we adjourn from that.
Close all park after we adjourn from that. Okay.
And we will not come back to public.
We'll not come back to public. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Can I get a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Kyle seconds. I need a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Anybody against? 0. All right, ayes win. All right, at this time it is 8:29. We're gonna go into private session.